Okay, so this presentation is on the merger between Pfizer and Warner Lambert pharmaceutical companies. So, what is the pharmaceutical industry? Well, the modern era of the pharmaceutical industry focuses on the discovery, development, and manufacturing of drugs and medications. It is considered to have begun in the 19th century when humans started to believe that plants, animals, and minerals contained medicinal properties. 20th century research in fields such as chemistry and physiology helped to increase the basic understanding of the drug discovery process. The continual evolution and advancement of the pharmaceutical industry is fundamental in the control and elimination of disease around the world. So, a little bit about the history behind Pfizer. It was founded in 1849 by Charles Pfizer and Charles Erhardt. Pfizer was a chemist and Erhardt a confectioner. The first product they made was an edible santonin, an antiparasitic used to treat intestinal worms. Pfizer soon became America's leading producer of citric acid. As demand for citric acid soared, it became Pfizer's main product and the launching pad behind its growth. After British scientist Alexander Fleming discovered the antibiotic properties of penicillin, Pfizer began to mass produce it in 1944. Pfizer remained a privately held company until June 22, 1942, when 240,000 shares of common stock were offered to the public. Pfizer is a producer of many drugs that you've heard of, such as Lipitor, Zoloft, Viagra, and EpiPen. Now some history behind Warner Lambert. William R. Warner founded a drugstore in Pennsylvania back in 1856. Warner was known for encapsulating bad-tasting medicine in sugar shells. In 1886, Warner began focusing strictly on drug manufacturing. In 1885, Jordan Wheat Lambert launched the Lambert Pharmaceutical Company in St. Louis. Its main product was Listerine. In 1955, Warner and Lambert's companies merged to form the Warner Lambert Pharmaceutical Company. The company continued to grow as they acquired other companies such as Schick and Park Davis. By the mid-1980s, they were focusing on three main businesses: prescription pharmaceuticals, consumer healthcare products, and gum and mints. So now we'll get into the merger. So Warner Lambert was originally supposed to merge with American Home Products after they agreed upon a $72 billion merger deal. Shortly after this deal was announced, Pfizer came in with an $82 billion offer. American Home eventually dropped the merger agreement in exchange for $1.8 billion. Pfizer and Warner Lambert had a joint marketing agreement for the drug Lipitor. The drug was on its way to becoming the first $10 billion per year medicine, and Pfizer didn't want to lose it, which is why they made this unsolicited bid. So after Pfizer's hostile takeover attempt, Warner Lambert threatened to end the company's co-marketing agreement for Lipitor. Many of the top Warner Lambert executives were not offered management positions at the combined company. This was one of the many reasons that they tried to fend off the takeover. Warner Lambert's CEO was very committed to making the merger with American Home Products happen. So they ended up rejecting Pfizer's initial $80 billion bid. February 7th, 2000, Pfizer and Warner Lambert merged after Pfizer agreed to pay $90.2 billion for Warner Lambert after a multitude of exchanges in court. Under the deal, Pfizer exchanged 2.75 of its common shares for each Warner Lambert share. Based on Pfizer's closing price of $35.75 at the time of the deal, that valued Warner Lambert at $98.31 per share, which was a 4% premium over Warner's closing price the day of the deal, and a 34% premium over the stock's average closing price in October of 1999, before Pfizer had launched its initial bid. Pfizer shareholders retained a 61% stake in the new company, while Warner Lambert shareholders retained 39% and got the right to nominate 8 directors to join Pfizer's 15-member board. So now we'll look at the financial ratios. They had a 25.21% return on equity, 0.66 quick ratio, 0.88 current ratio, 82.59% debt to equity ratio, 12.86 price to earnings ratio, $51.75 billion in revenue, 16.30 billion in operating income, and 63.14 billion in total equity. From the initial bid on November 4th, 1999 to the accepted bid on February 8th, 2000, the Dow Jones Industrial Average ranged from 10,639.64 to 10,957.60. In 1999, the average interest rate yield was 4.97%. The rate at the end of 1999 and the beginning of 2000 was 3.99%. The average interest rate in 2000 was 6.24%. Overall, the economy in 2000 was considered to be strong. So after the merger, Pfizer's stock prices began to rise. They slowly began to fall as we entered the recession in 2008 before rising back up. Currently, the price of their stock is slightly higher than when the merger first occurred. Pfizer's revenues have increased since the merger. In 2005, they had a revenue stream of $47.405 million. In 2019, that number had increased to $51.75 million. Pfizer has also merged with some other companies too. In 2000, they bought Pharmacia. In 2009, they purchased Wyeth. In 2010, they merged with King Pharmaceuticals. And there's a few other companies that they purchased as well. So the coronavirus effect. As most stocks have fallen due to the coronavirus, Pfizer's is no different. On January 27th, Pfizer had a stock price of $40.16. By March 23rd, it had dropped to $28.49. The stock is now making gains with a current price of $35.62 as of April 21st. The price of the stock began to increase after Pfizer announced that it would co-develop a COVID-19 vaccine with BioNTech. So Pfizer is currently working on developing a vaccine with German company BioNTech. The vaccine will be given to patients early in the disease process when they enter the hospital. Dr. Dolston says that the potential treatment has shown positive signs early in the preclinical work. The company hopes to start clinical trials by Q3, earlier than expected. And these are my resources.